Hello retro readers and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about all the books that I read in May. I only read 4 books, but they are pretty hefty, so let's just get into them. I am going to preface this video by saying all the books that I am talking about is I am going to talk about them in ranking order. I rate everything between 1 to 5 stars, 1 being I didn't like it, 2 stars being it was okay, 3 stars being it was good, 4 stars being it was really good, and then 5 stars being I loved it. So yeah, and then also when I talk about them, I will tell you guys what it's about, what I liked and what I didn't like about it. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. The first book that I read is the Homelanders series by Andrew Clavin. This is a 4-book bind-up of the Homelander series, and I did read it all through. I do have a reading vlog of me reading this book for those interested. I believe I'm going to be uploading it in June sometime, but it is already uploaded and stuff, so it is coming soon. But yeah, for those who don't know, this book I rated 3 out of 5 stars. Took me 24 hours to read, and it is about I also track my reading time too, if you don't know. But anyways, this series is about this dude who's in high school, and he wakes up and he is being tortured, and he doesn't know what happened, and then he finds out that he's actually was on the run because one of his friends was murdered and he was accused of his murder. So yeah, and he's like, girl, I did not do it, but he runs from the police, and there's also a terrorist group that's trying to kill him too. So yeah, no spoilers. My reading vlog is kind of full of spoilers, but this book was written in 2009, I think, so if you guys want to read it before watching the vlog, feel free to. But yeah, anyways, so it took me, a fun fact is that about 14 years ago, I'd say, no, 13 to 12 years ago, I read this book and I really loved it, and I returned it to the library, and then I completely forgot what it was called. All I remember is it's this dude running away from an explosion. But yeah, and I was trying to remember what it was called. I remember really enjoying it, and this is all I remember. I don't remember what it was called. So 9 years later, I finally figured out what it was called, and 12 years later, 12 to 13 years later, I finally read it. So yeah, anyways, what I liked about this book, I'm appreciative that I did read it and waited so long to read it. It was an interesting premise. I feel like in this day and age, though, a little bit of warning, that I will warn that this book is very Christian religious, and it is also very America heavy book. So if those are things that are very triggering to you, I wouldn't suggest reading this book series. But yeah, the writing style is very of its time, but it is an interesting premise. So alright, next book is, there's a lot of 3 stars in this video, but I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. It is Heartbones by Colleen Hoover. 3 out of 5 stars, took me 7.5 hours to get through. This book is about this girl, I guess, who is, she had a hard life, and her mom passed away. She's a high school student. Her mom passed away from a drug overdose, and She goes to live with her dad, but she's also very like, she kind of snuck back into his life. And he's super rich and she grew up super poor, and then there's a romance, not between her and her dad, but there's a romance between her and this guy who's like on this summer island with her. Yeah. Wasn't really, I wouldn't say my favorite Colleen Hoover, because I only ever read 3 books, and it was this one, Ugly Love, and It Ends With Us. And out of those, It Ends With Us is by far like my favorite of hers, but I haven't like, I still wouldn't consider it like that great, you know? But you know, she's a popular author, so yeah. Anyways, yeah, I mean, this book was okay. I liked the, did I like the romance? It was good when I was reading it, we shall say that. It was a pretty quick read, and it did give me summer vibes, so there's that. Main character was a little annoying, and this book is a little bit forgettable. I'm trying to like come up with like different things that I think that I liked and didn't like about this book, and it is a little bit forgettable. So yeah, anyways, moving on, because literally I can't be rambling about this book. So anyways, next book I read is Passion Project by London Sperry. This I got in my April Book of the Month box subscription, and it was released in April, so I just decided to read it right now. I rated it 3 out of 5 stars, and it took me 8 hours to read. What I liked, oh wait, let me talk about what it's about. So it's about this girl who, she is living in New York, but she's depressed because she's dealing with the loss of her ex-boyfriend, who, like, they were like together, I mean, boyfriend, girlfriend together, but like she was literally thinking about marrying him and everything, and she is dealing with his, like, the loss of his life, and it happened like probably 5 years ago or something, and she is just dealing with depression, not really feeling like she's really connecting with New York, and she meets this guy. They go on a pretend date, you know, because she ghosted him, but he ends up befriending her and taking her on like little dates or like fun adventures, just to like discover her passion, because she is depressed and she like literally doesn't know what to do with her life. So yeah, anyways, and then love ensues from there. What I liked and I didn't like this book about this book, I like the, no, I wouldn't say I'd like the romance either. I didn't like this book very much. I like the writing. I mean, this is a debut from London Sperry, and I would be interested in reading her writing or her books again, but this one wasn't really my favorite. I'm a very big romance connoisseur, and this one kind of like, the romance was very lackluster. I feel like I vibed with their friendship a lot more, and like honestly, like the main character kind of like made me upset and angry and annoyed me, to the point where I felt like he, like the male main character, the love interest, like is better off without her, you know, and just as friends. I didn't really see their like, you know, attraction. I just felt like they were like just more like friends. But if this book was like a friendship, you know, that would be good, you know, but this wasn't really like, it didn't give me the good vibes, you know, romance should. There's not a lot of, yeah, there's not a strong relationship, just more like friends. Yeah, that's all I put on there. So yeah, anyways, I guess I should say, would I recommend this book? No. Last book is my one and only 5 stars this month, more than a 3-star, because I feel like this whole month has been 3 stars, you know. But this is a 5-star prediction that became a 5-star, and it is Hurricane Summer by Asha Bromfield. I am so glad that I found this at the thrift store, and also like I really love it because like that cover alone is so beautiful, and the cover definitely drew me in, and I would have been devastated if this wasn't as good as the cover depicts, but it is a 5 out of 5 star for me, so woo, I loved it. This took me 11 hours to read, and what it's about is it's about this girl, I believe her name is Tilla. Yeah, so Tilla, she is she has an estranged relationship with her dad, and her dad is like, he lives in Jamaica, and like I think their parents are still together, but he's like always in Jamaica, and she lives in Canada. So for the summer, her dad decides to like take her and her sister on to be in Jamaica, and she has more of a self-discovery in Jamaica, as well as like she is trying to like rekindle her relationship with her dad, and like it's just such a beautifully written book, and there's just so much that happened, and oh my gosh, like this book is so amazing. Trigger warnings, there is like slut shaming, as well as like bullying, I guess, and very like misogynistic views, and there is like cheating in this book too, but it is so good, and there's also sexual assault too, so yeah, take that with what you will, but I definitely recommend this book. I loved it. There's a lot, it like definitely dealt with like relationships really good, and self-discovery, and it's just a beautifully written book, and like I believe the author is from Jamaica as well. Let's see, Afro-Jamaican descent. Yeah, and then she also is from like Riverdale. She's like a actress. This is her debut novel, and it's like, it's just so amazing. I really love this. Like sometimes like when you read books by like actresses and stuff, like you get those vibes like actors, like you're like, oh yeah, they're just doing writing, you know, and it's like, you know, you can tell that they're not really naturally a writer, not to be mean or anything, but you get those vibes. This one, literally, I had no clue that she was an actress. And like, I can't stop gushing about this book. You need to read this book, especially if it appeals to you, but oh my gosh, this book was amazing. So that is all the books that I read this month. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of the books that I mentioned, or if what you've read, any suggestions or anything for reading material. I'd love to know. With that being said, I hope you guys have a good day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.